Hey guys, what's up? Murder here, and I just finished watching Log Horizon episode 19, and I think this is literally my favorite episode so far. You literally get so much in this episode. You get character development, action, tension, suspense. You know, everything about this episode was great. The beginning with the battles, in between with, character development, synergy, teamwork, and all that. And then towards the end with the ultimate revelation that I had predicted in a past video, which I'll get more into that later. But overall, everything was great about this episode. The beginning was awesome. You had perfect CG animation for the monsters, which I thought that was really cool. For the goblins as well as the fish monsters, which that was pretty awesome. And then the intense opening battle with the main forces, Krusty going ham. He was going in on all the monsters, and then you have all those mages who were backing him up, which I instantly thought, like, that was like a great way to open up the episode. It really got me hyped and looking forward to things that were going to happen with the epic battle on a massive scale. You have hundreds of monsters, hundreds of allies, and they were just going at it both sides. So there was that as well. Throughout the episode, you get great coordination and strategy. Everything's not out of whack. There's, people aren't running all in different directions. Everything is structured. Everything is coordinated in an orderly fashion, and that's thanks to Shiro, his great, analytical skills, and the fact that he has a communications network up, and they're pretty much laid out across all forms of the battlefield. You have the main forces with Krusty. You have Toya Minori's group, as well as the people Marie in that town that they're defending off the fish monsters. So overall, like, it's a great coordination step too. Like, everything's orderly and in fashion, that's great. But meanwhile, while Krusty's fighting off them, you have Marie and her guildmates who are at the that one village. I think it's Choshi, I believe that's what it's called, and they're completely outranked. It's 60 of their members against 1,000 of those fish monsters, which I literally don't know how they're going to handle them. And the fact is, they have to handle those monsters for an hour before that giant steamship gets to them, which is insane. Like, the second that happened, I was like, they're going to get maimed. There's no way that they're going to last that long. So Toya Minori and the group end up, fighting their way to them. They're gonna try to cut off the monsters halfway to give them some extra breathing room. And this is where I love the fact, because these 5 kids, I've been more excited for their development than anybody else in the series since their introduction. You definitely see their development. You definitely see them growing in strength and being more coordinated and more upskilled in fighting and all that. You got Toya, who's growing a lot stronger thanks to his master. Naotsugu growing more as a tank and as a player. Sarara is using a lot more defensive, more offensive spells, not just healing. And she has a cool wolf summon, which I thought that was pretty fresh. Rudy and Isuzu have the perfect synergy. I don't know if it's from their experience of having, that little bond with the little secret that they both kept, but their synergy is on point. And then Minori is probably my favorite of the group. She is definitely going to be the next era of Shiro in terms of his analytical skills, in terms of his tactical skills. And I thought that before they even went in depth with it, we already know how Shiro is, being analytical, always looking 10 steps ahead of the situation, and it's due to his full control encounter, which is like he can see 30 seconds, he can plan 30 seconds ahead, and the precise precision on the percentage of him being correct is mind-boggling. And pretty much Minori's imitating that. She can see at least 5 seconds ahead, which isn't on the same scale as Shiro, but it definitely says a lot about how she's going to develop moving on forward. So I definitely like that as well. Their battles are doing, they all, not just Isuzu and Rudy, but all of them have perfect synergy. Minori is able to coordinate and tell someone, hey, you attack, you defend, you heal, you back them up, I got this, I got that. I just feel like they're the perfect team. Like, all 5 of them are the perfect squad mates, and if they were all in a guild, like, they'd be, they'd have shit down packed. But, as the intense battles went on, I noticed a slight change. I noticed the setting changing, it started raining, and my theory of Rudy, who, if you guys are unaware of, a few episodes back, I had a theory that Rudy was a person of the land. And, the setting of the opening definitely told a lot of the story with the setting of rain and thunder and lightning, and he dies, and Isuzu's crying about it, and we find out that is in fact true. They got overwhelmed, they were overconfident, Toya was in a bind, and Rudy sacrificed himself to save him, inevitably dying, which is very unfortunate. It was a very sad moment because I didn't like Rudy at first. I thought he was really upbeat. I thought he was really stuck up, and he thought he was the man. And, he tried to be a show off, and then as he lightened up and he got to know his teammates, he became a very likable character. And the fact is, he sacrificed himself for one of them, which tells you how deeply he cared about them. And the fact is, I'm glad that my theory was right, because that tells me that, I have a very good keen eye for things. But, a lot of other people had the same theory, which is great that, we're like-minded in that aspect. But, the opening definitely, set the definitely gave me a lot of context clues as to how it was going to happen. The rain, and then we find out that Isuzu, and, she confronted him about it after she couldn't add him to his friends list, and he was like, keep it a secret, which that in turn explains a lot about her, her personality change, how she behaved, and her concerns towards Rudy and his safety when he wanted to go out fighting, or when he wanted to, lead the way or something. She would always be like, Rudy, be careful and stuff. So that definitely told a lot of it. But, it was very sad. They inevitably lost a really good friend, and towards the end of the episode, they tried to revive him. He wasn't reviving. They tried healing him, and they got some type of response. But it seems like now Minori's going to rely on Shiro, and it seems like she's going to try to ask him to find a way, if there's a way to save Rudy, a person of the land, which, according to the game, the absolute rule is once an NPC dies, they're dead for good. But perfect episode, my favorite so far. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments, how you guys felt about the whole thing, the revelation of him being a person of the land. Also, be sure to like this video if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new to my channel, and I will catch you guys next week. Peace.